just trying to survive, and learn to love along the way, by Foreplay on AO3. Episode 46, Chapter 46, of Loud Whispers and a Reunion. Katsuki wakes up to voices. They're not loud, grating voices of the villains that kidnapped them. He easily recognizes the bored, monotone voice of his homeroom teacher, and the cheery voice of present Mike. Although, his voice doesn't sound all that cheery right now. Are you gonna tell them, Sho? I don't know. Aizawa-sensei sounded more defeated than Katsuki had ever heard the man. Well, they're gonna find out eventually. It's best they find out from you rather than the kids who witnessed it. I guess, but how am I supposed to tell my students that one of their classmates died? Katsuki snaps his eyes open in a panic, and immediately regrets it. The lights above him are too bright. What's with hospitals and their bright fucking lights? They blame me. He tunes back in time to hear the end of Aizawa's sentence. Why would the class blame him? Unless he was there and could have prevented it. Why would they blame you, Sho? I left the classroom. Oh, fuck no. But you left Vlad in charge. He's the one who shouldn't have left. He could have easily restrained the villain before things got ugly. It was one of the Mermadio students that died. That almost guarantees that it's one of the stupid, shitty extras that call himself his friends. I know, Sashi, but it's my job to keep them safe, and I failed them. Sho, the rest only survived because of you. He'd never admit it, but they're his fucking friends. Shitty Hair's even more than that. If one of them dies, after Katsuki finally has real fucking friends, he doesn't know what he'll do to himself. Probably hunt down those shitty villains and deal with them on his own. He would have survived if I'd stayed. Oh fuck. What if it was Shitty Hair? That fucker better not be dead, or Katsuki will bring him back to life just to kill him again. He sits up in a bit of a panic. He needs answers, and he needs them now. Listener, how long have you been awake? Katsuki reopens his eyes and turns to his teachers. Aizawa-sensei sitting on the corner, facing the door. He had one hand fished up in his capture weapon, and the other clutching Deku's hand from where he lay in the bed. Pressing Mike-sensei is sitting only a few feet away from Katsuki, holding on to Deku's other hand. Long enough. Who fucking died? Bakugou, maybe you should wait for the rest of... He interrupts Present Mike without an ounce of guilt. Sensei, who fucking died? Aizawa-sensei gives him a pained look. Katsuki is not fucking crying. Aizawa-sensei still isn't answering. Who was it, Sensei? Was it Kirishima? Is that why you're refusing to tell me? If that shitty-haired fucker died, I'm going to... He cuts himself off. If Sensei tells him that Kirishima dies, what would he do? Katsuki shuts his eyes against the tears that are most definitely not falling. There's a loud sigh before Aizawa-sensei speaks up again. Bakugou, you have to understand that this is hard for me too. It was... His teacher is cut off at the squeak of the door opening, but Katsuki keeps his eyes shut. Kirishima. Katsuki lets out a sob when he continues. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck! He scrubs at his cheeks, unwilling to let his teacher see him react like this. Whoever's at the door has yet to move. Is that why Aizawa-sensei sounded so confused? Why would he say Shitty Hair's name like that? If he was telling Katsuki that he was dead. He opens his eyes and he can't help the fresh tears. It's Kirishima at the door. His arms are absolutely covered in bandages. His neck is covered by them too. And even from this far away, Katsuki could see the edge of the dark bruise peering out. Kirishima looks so pale, and he's holding onto the dorm flame, as if it's the only thing keeping him standing. What the fuck happened to him? Katsuki. His voice is raspy and painful sounding. That seems to break everyone out of their trance. Both teachers stand, and Aizawa-sensei drops Izuku's hand and steps towards Kirishima. I don't think you're supposed to be out of bed yet. Sensei walks a few steps closer to Kirishima, but he doesn't seem to notice. He's too busy staring at Katsuki. Katsuki can't help but stare back into those red eyes. I need to... Kirishima steps forward, and the second his hand leaves the doorway, he's falling. Aizawa-sensei takes the last steps and is able to catch him around the middle so that his knees take the blunt of the impact. Why am I surrounded by problem children? Aizawa-sensei shifts Kirishima around before he stands, holding him in his arms. Instead of heading back out the door, Aizawa-sensei heads in Katsuki's direction. He hastily slides over the bed, and their teacher carefully sits Kirishima down beside him before heading back to his own seat. They continue to stare at each other for a few moments longer before Shitty Hair breaks the silence. I'm so glad you're okay. When I heard they took you, I wasn't sure you'd come back. You doubting me, Shitty Hair? Kirishima doesn't raise the bait. Instead, his eyes well with tears, and he turns his gaze to his lap. Of course not. I didn't know how many villains there were. They could have really hurt you, or even killed you. I was really worried you... But I wasn't doubting you. Eijirou. Red-rimmed eyes meet his. I'm fine. And I'm right here. Eijirou scoots closer, and without a moment of hesitation, throws his arms around his middle. Katsuki fights the urge to push him away. He's not exactly used to contact like this, but for Shitty Hair, he'll prevail. He wraps his arms around the redhead, and rests his chin atop his head. He lets Eijirou cry into his chest, and doesn't let go when he falls silent. It's not long before Katsuki joins him in sleep. Shouta keeps an eye on the boys from the corner of his eye, trying his best to make it seem like he's not spying on them. He may be a little concerned. Bakugou can be explosive on the best of days, even towards his closest friends. Kirishima usually has a great defense and takes everything in stride, but Shouta doubts that he can activate his quirk in his state. Their reunion goes far beyond his expectations. The moment he sees the tears in Bakugou's eyes, he turns his attention elsewhere. He only returns to watching them when they both fall silent. He looks over to find them still sitting up. Kirishima tucks safely into Bakugou's arms. Shouta should have expected them to get together. He turns back to his husband and finds him watching the boys with a soft smile on his face. Hey, I think we're gonna get some coffee. Sashi looks at him and takes a minute to take in his appearance before nodding. If he looks as exhausted as he feels, he must look terrible. All right, love. Get me something too? Shouta nods to him and stands. He reluctantly starts moving his hand away from Izuku's when it tightens around his own. He looks to his son's face and finds green eyes staring back. Oh my god. Okay. Izuku's awake. I thought the thing that Bakugou finds out was gonna be, not... Okay. Well, that went into a completely different direction. I thought reunion as in them. I didn't think about Bakugou and Kirishima. Also, I think they're already dating, considering Bakugou said that Kirishima is more than a friend. But I don't know if that's speaking as in, like, oh, I view you as more than a friend, like, I want us to be lovers, like, boyfriend, like, I want, or as in we are, kind of thing, Next chapter, let's see what next chapter is called. It's Of Consequences and a Name. What? Okay. Izuku wakes up in the hospital. What news does his dad have for him? Okay. Of consequences? What? The second I said of consequences. What? That saying kind of reminded me of a thing in Bridgerton. Inserts himself? Inserts himself where? I don't... That's just constantly playing in my mind. But, what consequences are you guys talking about? Like, excuse me? What? Okay. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.